This is a video for clearing your throat. For anyone who is not what is called neurotypical, who deals with things that maybe the average person doesn't have to deal with, and you also don't have all the supports that you need to be set up for success. So, I could say a friend of mine, blah blah blah, but I, I am wearing very funny, I almost said accoutrements, accessories. There we go. To try to keep myself upbeat as I make this video, because the point of it is that a lot of the supports that we need for dealing with a disability, even if it doesn't qualify in the normal world as a disability per se, like some things are just on some things don't quite qualify, but it still significantly impacts your life. And if you have a few of those things put together, then it makes the disability feel like it's not real to everyone who has the power to say whether or not you get support and you get help. And I'm not just talking about money, because that's a very small, I mean, that's a big part of it, of course, because we all need to be able to support ourselves and live our lives and do meaningful work, and we all want that. So I think a lot of the times people who are dealing with these things want that more than anybody. We don't want to just sit at home and be sad that we can't go out and do things, and be lazy. It's not what a lot of us are after. And if you're the person I'm trying to reach, then you already know that. So, yeah. Focus is very difficult. That's one of the things I'm dealing with. And if you can't tell, this says mustache. If you're wondering, and I just wanted to clear that up, if you're like, what, I'm so distracted by the, it just says mustache. Now we're going to put it over here, because, so okay, what do you do when it feels like coworkers and bosses and schools and parents and people, they don't really understand what you're going through? They want to help, but then maybe they reach a limit, and then perhaps you present yourself well enough, you're high functioning enough to come off as someone to like doctors who does not need the support that you claim that you need. First of all, I think it's really important for please believe people. I don't believe there are, I mean, I don't know the facts on this for sure, but yes, there are always going to be people trying to take advantage of the system or whatever, but that should not make it more difficult / impossible for people who actually need help to be able to go and get help and support. Because if there's enough of red tape for people to get through, some people just can't go and like machete through the red tape. And it's like, oh, well, all you have to do is fill out this form. Well, what if someone can't see the form, or they can see it just well enough, but their focus won't let them stay with it for the duration, and then another part of their body decides to act up, and then they're out of time? There are things like that that's just like one little example of something that happens all the time. So I know that I'm not the only one who feels like they keep falling through the cracks. And it's really frustrating because then you end up trying to do your own research. And by the way, right now I think that's kind of the best lead in terms of you kind of have to just become your own advocate, and you have to not even advocate if people aren't believing you, but you have to learn skills that are gonna help you live a better life, because it's really, it's monumentally and massively depressing. And again, funny hat, so I'm not trying to make this a bummer. I'm just trying to say that if you're feeling like crap because you don't fit into the world, it's because you don't fit into the world, because it's not set up for everybody. It's set up for like a very specific group of people who are always going to go out and be successful because they know how to talk with people, because they know how to oftentimes just be really cold and kind of disconnected, and I don't even know. I don't know what. But okay, I wanted to show you an example of something that makes me feel like I'm a child, which is not the worst thing in the world. But I found something, okay, I just found these stickers, and I feel like I've been sort of taught to scoff at things that are kitschy because they're kind of dumb and I don't like motivational blah blah blah, but I found these stickers. I'll just show you. And I don't know if you can see that or if it's going to end up being backwards, but basically it's just things like, I didn't cancel plans, I did laundry, ate breakfast, went to the grocery store, didn't get a hangover, ate my vegetables, I worked out, made dinner, took medicine, blah blah blah. So it's like, on the one hand, like kind of almost this sort of insulting, like what's the word I'm looking for? Talking down to thing? I forget the word. You know what I'm saying? And because it's got like these big colorful stickers, and it's kind of ridiculous, but then it's also sort of okay, because you know, being an adult is tricky, but you add these things that make it really difficult for your brain to be able to have any calm moments whatsoever. And then you just look at those and you're like, yeah, you know, I didn't lose my keys today. And that really helped me to not feel worse. So if you're trying to cope with these things and you don't have the money to pay for services where you can get the proper diagnosis so that you can get the right support, or if you're high functioning enough that your doctors don't believe that you need any support, or you know, whatever it is, maybe your family isn't supportive, that sucks and it's not okay. And I'm sorry, I don't, you know, not as in I pity you, because fuck that, but it's hard. It's really difficult. So, and that's my food over there, boiling and burning. So, okay. Calendar. Trying. Hate it. Trying to stay with it. Forget about it for a while, and I don't know how long this sort of bout of using a calendar is going to work, but that is one of the things.